Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Not the Dave. Things look a little bit different here. That's because we're at Air Ballpark in Dayton, Ohio. Tigers take on the Wildcats in this regional semifinals competition here, courtesy of the OHSAA. Looks like we'll have our pregame introductions here in just a moment. It looks like we're slated for an on-time start. To give myself a little taste of home, we do have resident scoreboard operator Joey with me. He has no Chef Boyardee, but he is ready for some baseball. And I'll give you more updates as I get them. I'll run through the Tigers roster. I did not make the graphic for it. Frankly, folks, I couldn't be bothered to. It was a lot to get up here and set this stuff up. So I'll run through this real quick, starting at third base. It's number 5, Rylan Litchfield. Then batting second, the shortstop number 6, Brady Stidham. He'll be followed by the first baseman number 14, Drew Earther. In the cleanup spot, it's the center fielder number 2, Blake Kerrigan. Playing second, it's Sticks, Blake Hatfield. Batting right after Hatfield, it's the catcher number 8, Luke Zicka. Then the designated hitter for today, number 7, Rory Strayer. Rounding things out in that 8th spot, it's the right fielder, Gavin Joyner, sports the number 13. And finally, finishing us off, it's the left fielder, number 28, Grayson Wagner. That's your starting lineup today for the Tigers. As you can see, plate meeting happening right here. I know they do this for the major league stadiums. I'm not sure if they do it for the minor leagues. Oh, cameras decided to go on a little tangent there. Sorry. You can actually find the ground rules for the major league stadiums online, the kind of stuff they're going over right now. I'd assume they do it for the MILB, but I actually don't know. I meant to look it up before I got up here today, but I didn't have the chance to. But yeah, we're moments away from some postseason baseball, and we'll have some more updates with you when we get started. All right, folks, looks like the plate meeting just wrapped up, and we're going to be underway here just after some player introductions. Well, folks, moments away here from the start, a little bit past 5. Brody Miller stay on the bump today for the Tigers. He sports an ERA this season of just over 2 at 2.2, a total of 31 strikeouts, and truly some impressive numbers from this gentleman. But the truth here tonight, those stats don't matter anymore. Frankly, all we care about is a Tigers victory today. And that's the goal. And Miller's a perfect guy to start here. There is a little bit of a strategy, if you could say, to picking your starter here, because if you win, you have a game tomorrow. So you have to be careful about who you're putting in which spots. And that goes for both teams. Your Harrison, you might not want to throw your all-star out on the mound because you might want him tomorrow to face Anderson here at 5. But that's all water under the bridge. You got to win this one first. Zicka with the throw down, and we are ready to go. Tigers take on the Wildcats here at Day Air. First man up for Harrison. It's the left fielder, number 1, Mitchell Mercurio. Joey, you're in high school, so you should remember this. Isn't there a famous story with a Mercurio in the story? Isn't it the cask of Amontillado? Isn't there a Mercurio in that story? Joey's shaking his head at me. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. Cuscio. I was corrected by a member of the press box, thankfully, before I went too far with that. This one hit back up the middle. That'll be a Wildcats hit. And that'll give them a runner on first. Brings up third baseman Tucker Ward. One thing I've said in my previous broadcasts in the postseason is that the team that scores first is typically the team that wins. These games are all about momentum and building it to the point so that the other team feels defeated and really doesn't have the chance to come back. Throw over to Mercurio at first, unsuccessful. And attention now back to Ward. Miller sets. Ball was low. Throw down was well outside, and that's going to be runner on second there for the Wildcats. Count now 2-0. So 2-0, runners quickly in scoring position here for Harrison. Miller comes set, he fires, bunt shown. There's a called strike on the pitch, 2-1. Two-one pitch to Ward. Shows bunt once again. Umpire says he did, and this thing's even at 2. Miller looks over to Stidham at short, commanding head nods, perhaps about that runner. Over there at second, Miller comes set, fires. That one fouled back by Tucker Ward. So we'll try the 2-2 once again. Two twos left just a bit outside. Count now full. Good at bat here from Ward. And hopefully we can see the outcome here. Payoff pitch from Miller. That one fouled back into the net. We'll have to try this 3-2 count once again. Three-two pitch called, strike right down the middle. Got him to look. Well, that'll be the first out of the inning, and it brings up Drew Baker, the designated hitter for Harrison. Baker's batting .305 this year with 18 hits, including 2 doubles and 2 triples. Seems like the right guy for that DH spot. First pitch to him is up and in. Eyeing the runner at second, fires, and now 2-0. If you're a fan of the Redlegs, you know that good to throw strikes. Ryan Richardson put on a masterclass of not doing that Monday night, and I was fortunate enough to be there to witness it. That one looks like it caught the zone. 2-1 now to Baker. Constable, I agree. Let's go Tigers. So the 2-1 finds the outside corner. Miller fights back to even this thing at 2. Miller comes set once again, eyes Mercurio. Pitch. This is popped foul out of play. Bounced back right in front of me. Two once more. This one lined over to Earther at first. He'll make the grab, run over, and step on it. That's the first, that's the second out of the inning. And a runner now on third for Harrison. For the catcher, Cameron Enneking. Tough name there. Public address announcer for the stadium took a pause because that's one you want to make sure you get right. First pitch to the big lefty. You don't see many lefty catchers. This is a pop fly in shallow left center. Stidham's under it, and he makes the grab. I got to be honest, a little bit of a risky one-handed grab from him, but that is the gravitas we've known to expect from Mr. Stidham. We will be back here for the Tigers' first offensive outing in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball Channel. Welcome back here, folks, for the bottom of the first. Tigers' first offensive inning coming up here. Leading things off, third baseman, Rylan Litchfield. Litchie is batting .403 on the year currently. He got real hot towards the end and has been good for some clutch extra base hits, including a triple a few weeks ago. Luke, hello, my friend. Glad you could join us. First pitch here to Litchie will be in for a called strike. Litchie fouls that one away, now quickly 0-2. And that 0-2 count can be a tough spot for the leadoff man. Up away, the pitcher for Harrison is Xander Luz. Where's the number 6? Pitch to Litchfield misses high. 2-2. Litchfield pops this one out of play and foul. Luz this season, ERA of 3.95. He's 2-2 on the year. Don't have any other information in that regard. Time's called. Litchfield takes a moment. Take a break. Levi, hello as well. I'm not partial to either of you. 2-2 pitch. Left alone by the third baseman. He works the count full. You're looking either for a hit or to draw this walk. The pitch. He'll just get drilled. Litchfield makes his way down to first. Brings up shortstop Brady Stidham. Tigers have a free runner on first in Rylan Litchfield. Stidham tasked with moving him around the horn. The first pitch to him. Swung on, hit back to the pitcher. It was hit hard enough for him to lose track of it. But he collected himself. Got the throw over to first, but Stidham did the job of moving Litchfield over to second. Now this brings up the big slugger, Drew Earther. When Drew gets a hold of the ball, he'll really hit it. He's batting .328 this year with 5 home runs on the season. First pitch to him won't find the zone. Ball 1. So 1 in scoring position for the Tigers, only 1 out. First 2 to Earther in there for a ball. And it's worthy to note, there's a lot of stress on everybody on this diamond. All the coaches feel it, the players feel it, the umpires feel it. I'm feeling it. There's a lot of pressure to perform today. For some people, that's good. For some people, it's not. 2-1 pitch to Earther. Won't find the zone. It's 3-1. We'll see what Earther can do with it. Sure, if you get through Earther, that's all good, but then you've got Blake Kerrigan behind him. And that'll be ball 4. 5-pitch walk there for the first baseman. Brings up Blake Kerrigan. Mr. Kerrigan batting .376 on the year, and he has some power from the other side of the plate. Now we have a mound visit from the Wildcats. Go out there, bring the infield in, have a little bit of a conversation. I think that makes sense. This is not the time for a bad mental mistake. We're reminding that third baseman, hey, we've got a tag over there. We've got infield fly as a possibility right now. There's a lot of little nuances that can happen with first and second. So it might be worth a shot to go over that. Potentially just check in. There's an extended conversation with the umpire on the mound. I don't know if somebody's not feeling 100% or maybe pitch comm isn't going well. So now runners on first and second, only one out for Blake Kerrigan. First pitch. Well inside, 1-0. Luz fires, and Kerrigan fouls this back towards me. 1-1 now to him. Luz set fires. And in fairness, that was a pretty darn good pitch. Called for a ball there. Maybe a bit outside, though. 2-1. Fouled back again. Counts even at 2. With the Wildcats being unaffiliated with a conference, finding their season stats is actually a little bit difficult. The only way to do it is to go through max preps, or at least that was the only way I found to do it. Big pitch here to Kerrigan. It was low, ball 3, and went back to the backstop. Everybody on base is going to move forward 90 feet, and now that's 2 in scoring position for the Tigers. That's one consideration I hadn't thought of yet, and it's definitely worth a conversation with all your catchers. When you play at a big league ballpark, that backstop is a big league size. Pass balls can easily turn to a first to third nightmare. That is definitely something to look out for. Having somebody competent behind the dish is an essential, and avoiding those wild pitches like the one we just saw will help a lot. 3-2 pitch here to Kerrigan. A fly ball to the outfield would do it. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Throws over to first. That will retire Kerrigan. Well done there from the Wildcats defense. So now there's 2 outs. 2 in scoring position for Blake Hatfield. Hattie also productive at the plate, batting .351 this year. 34 hits. First pitch to him. It's a weak fly ball. Second baseman's under it. He'll make the grab in shallow center. Tigers managed to poke at the ball a little bit, but still no hits from them. But they did work that pitch count up to 20 for the Harrison starter Luz. We'll be back here for the top of the second in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball Channel. We're back here for the top of the second inning, leading things off number 7, the Wildcats, David Baldock. He's their first baseman. First pitch to him will miss and go to the backstop. 1-0. Now the 1-0. Now was close there. 2-0. Now to the first baseman. This one fouled well out of play. 2-1. I have to say the roofing decision might have been, well, I don't know if I would have gone with what looks to be an aluminum roof on some of the sections in here. This is hit back up towards Hatfield, took a big hop, throw over to first in time. That'll be the first out of the inning, brings up Kyle Davidson, the center fielder, for Harrison. But if you know you're going to construct a roof that is going to be repeatedly hit by baseballs, I don't think malleable metal would have been my first choice, but I'm also not an engineer. First pitch here to the center fielder for the Wildcats, right down Broadway for a called strike. That one was close. It looked like it could have been overframed there potentially, but 1-1 now the count. Miller's one of those guys that when he's in his groove, you don't really want to mess with him because he is an aggressive gentleman. Not in like a bad way, in a good sports way, in a crazy pitcher kind of way. The 1-2. This is a pop fly towards right center. Right fielder Gavin Joyner under. He makes the grab. That'll be the second out of the inning. And I don't think you can see it. It just went behind the building in center field, but there was a Boeing C-17 Globemaster just out of the Dayton Air Force Base, right pad in center field. That tickles the aviation side of me. First pitch to Ryan Stigler, the shortstop, swing and a miss. This is hit over to right field. That'll get down for a hit. Harrison's second of the day. So now that'll bring up Derek Stigler. So runner on first, 2 outs. Spot where you certainly don't want to let your guard down just because you're 2/3 of the way through the inning. That's where mistakes happen. First pitch, left high, 1-0. They throw over to first, not in time, but certainly close. Definitely a difficulty of that 2-out scenario. I feel like everybody kind of relaxes when you get to that second out. Sometimes that's where you need the most focus. It's situations like these where you just, as soon as you expect to get out of an inning, is when you won't. And that matters especially in the postseason. 1-1 pitch. That's once again left high. 2-1. Throw back over to first. Not in time, or at least none for a tag. Still 2-1. Harrison has fashioned an old bat in their dugout as a pounding stick to make some noise. It's a dead thud noise against the I think concrete ground there in the dugout. 3-1 pitch. Hit over to Stidham, and he'll grab the line drive. That is the end of the top of the second. Tigers need to get the sticks out. We'll be back for that in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball Channel. Welcome back, folks, for the bottom of the second. Leading things off, the catcher, Luke Zicka. Zicka has been quite useful for some clutch RBIs this season. Notably, I think back to that game against Moeller where he was responsible for that sole run the Tigers earned. He'll call time. Now we're ready to go. First pitch to Zick. A nice pitch down the middle for strike one. Big hack from Zicka. Makes things 0-2 now. Have to be careful. That pitch he'll leave 1-2. Leaves the outside pitch at bay. Things even up here at 2. This is a fly ball. Right field line. Fouled out of play. Try the 2-2 again. For those of you that aren't here in Dayton right now, the garage across the street from the ballpark has thrown everybody for a loop today, or at least it did me. I'll get back to that here in a second. 2-2. Just high. Zick works the count full. And this is a pop fly to left field. Left fielder makes the grab. Big catch from them. David Baldock with the grab, and he was moving as soon as that thing was hit. Thinking a lot of games that might get down. Here's Xander Luz. You're thankful for that play in the field. Now looking to get things started here, Rory Strayer, Tigers. Strayer hits this one back to the shortstop, over to first. Throw was low, but Baldock at first with the scoop. Good for the second. Tigers out. So now Gavin Joyner, right fielder, up to bat. He looks to get things started here with 2 outs. Tigers have reached twice, but are still hitless through 1 2/3. But up here, I think it's the Water Street Garage. When you pull up, There's no button to get a ticket or anything like that. Just a QR code. And you scan the QR code. You got to answer a bunch of questions. And then you can hit a button on your phone to open the gate to get in. I did not like that very much. It should just be a button. You get a ticket, you pull the ticket, you go park somewhere. And then they tell you where to park. They give you a parking spot. Fly ball to right field. The right fielder's tracking. He's under it, makes the grab. Tigers eventually do go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless as we head to the top of the third on the Tigers Baseball Channel. Welcome back. Top of the third. Leading things off for the Wildcats. Their number 9 man, the right fielder, Aaron Davis. Miller now comes set. First pitch inside for ball 1. Miller's got to be fired up now. Right down Broadway to make it 1-1. Outside once again. Coach Gleam, thank you. Thank you for joining in. 2-1s left upstairs, and now very quickly precarious count for Miller on Aaron Davis. This is hit hard and foul down the right field line. Count now full. Let's stabilize this camera a little bit. Now the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Davis had made his way down to first, and the umpire said, going back to the dugout. That'll be the first out of the third and the first strikeout today for Miller. Now we go back to the top of the order in Mitchell Mercurio. He fouls this one out of play. Count now 0-1. Coach Gleam certainly is. 1-1 pitch in there called strike. Now 1-2. The momentum from Mr. Miller is building. A pitch. This one hit towards right center. That'll get down for yet another Wildcats hit. He's going for second. Aggressive, and I think it paid off. It did. Certainly a close play there. Looked like Stidham thought he had him. But frankly, I think the relay was a little bit sluggish. Those half seconds are really what matter here. So now one in scoring position with one out off that double for Tucker Ward. Hits it over to Litchfield, eyes the runner. Throw over to first, successful. That'll be the second out of the inning. Brings up now Drew Baker, the DH. Tigers have now let up 3 hits against the Wildcats, and they've been 1 for each inning. They've been spread out, and the goal would be to keep it that way. First pitch to the DH is left alone, as it won't find the zone. Offensively, the Tigers have struggled so far. Seems they have been getting the bat on the ball, but they're just hitting it to where people are. Runner goes. Throw from Zicko is a little bit off balance. Litchfield makes the crucial stop at third that prevents that run from coming home. So now there's 2 outs, 2-0 count, runner on third. Now turns to 3-0. Designated hitter Drew Baker. Pitch. Won't find the zone, and that's a 4-pitch walk. That grants the DH the visit to first. And that brings up Cameron Enneking, catcher. And Zicka's going to use a mound visit here, and I think rightfully so. Time to slow things down and give some focus to that batter. So Enneking now steps in. Pitch. Called strike. 0-1. Fouled off against his right ankle. Makes it 0-2 now to the catcher. Strike here could get the Tigers out of a tough spot. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Miller comes set. He fires. Foul ball once again. Time called by Enneking. He steps out, takes a moment here. He steps back in. Now we're ready to go. A pitch. Swung on and missed. It's the 3rd out of the inning. And Miller takes himself out of the sticky situation in the 3rd. Tigers really got to get a bat on the ball, though. The goal would be to hit it where someone isn't standing. We'll see if they can do that here in the bottom of the 3rd in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball channel. Ready to go once again here in the bottom of the third. Leading things off, it's Grayson Wags Wagner, the left fielder. He had a particularly good start to the season and has been fairly consistent thus far, batting .289 on the year with an OPS of 418. Tigers just need a base runner. First pitch to Wagner. In there for a called strike. And the second pitch looked to be close to that same spot as the first. Now it's 0-2. Wagner takes low. Now got a 1-2 count. And Tigers got to get on base by any means necessary. Harrison defense is yet to err. This one's fouled out of play on the first base side. A good defense can really, really be helpful in the postseason environment. Harrison has done that so far. So has Loveland. But even one error in that column on the scoreboard can be detrimental. Not just for the immediate effects, but the morale after that. Fly ball to right field. Davis under it. He makes the grab, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Tigers go back to the top of the order in Ryland Litchfield. Litchie takes 1-0 now to him. And a little foul tip. Bring the first strike of the at-bat. Now Litchie ahead, 2-1. Fouled back on that metal roof, and that was what they call a comebacker. Nearly just got somebody right in front of us. You got to keep your head on a swivel here at Day Air. 2-2 here now to Litchie. He'll take a timeout. Give himself a moment to relax. Now he's back in it, ready to go. Pitch from Luz is outside, and now the count is full. Three-two pitch. Won't find the zone. Moves Litchfield down to first. Brings up Brady Stidham. If you've never gone to a minor league baseball game, I highly, highly suggest it. I love a major league baseball game, but the minors, there's just some different feeling about it. It's a little bit more personal, and there's some really awesome stadiums in it. Stidham shows bunt there, called for ball one. Of course, we're in Day Air now, and this is a beautiful little ballpark situated right in the city of Dayton. Stidham shows bunt again. They throw back over to Litchie at first. He's in well safe. Now 2-0 to Stid. I took a road trip to Indianapolis a few years ago to watch the AAA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Indianapolis Clowns, play some baseball.
Bunt right up the first base line. Stidham won't quite make it to first, but he did the job of moving Litchfield over to second. They'll trade an out for the small ball scenario. Now one in scoring position for Drew Earther. I also got to see, I think, an Orioles affiliate. The Bowies, I think they're in Maryland. I'll look it up over the break. But that was another really nice stadium. Usually some reasonable food prices, reasonable ticket prices, and if you're lucky, maybe someone from the major league team is there injured and doing some rehabilitation. If you were lucky earlier this year, if you came up to Dayton, you would have got to see Mr. Blister's Nick Lodolo pitch here in Day Air. So 2-1 now to Earther. Scratch that, make it 3-1. Sometimes Earther's had trouble finding pitches to hit in his at-bats, contributing to his OBS. Big swing from Earther there, and boy, did he want that one. Just unable to grab it. So now the count's full. Big pitch here. And Earther can't find it. That'll be the third out of the inning. And we'll still be scoreless going into the fourth. Things are scooting along here. We've only been playing for about 45 minutes. We got 3 innings of baseball done. We'll be back here for the fourth in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball. We welcome you now to the top of the fourth. Things remain scoreless here at Day Air. Miller's still on the bump, 52 pitches in. He will face the lefty number 7, David Baldock. First pitch to the Wildcats in there for a called strike. Over the break, my mom beat me to the punch. That MILB affiliate over in Maryland, they're the Bowie Bay Sox. Good baseball down there. So now the 1-1. That one looked high, and the man in navy behind the plate agreed. It's 2-1. Two-one pitch, got him to go. Evens this count up, and I like postseason baseball. Obviously, it's fun. But one of the things that I really enjoy is the 3-man umpire mechanics. This is a shot to center field. Kerrigan's under it. He'll make the grab. It retires Baldock and is the first out here in the top of the fourth. We'd like to welcome to the plate the center fielder, Kyle Davidson. First pitch here to the Wildcats center fielder will find the zone, called strike. Got him to go on the off speed. 0-2 quickly here for Miller. Left upstairs, 2-1. Two-one pitch. It is a fly ball to right field. Joyner's under it. He makes the grab. That'll be the second out here in the top of the fourth. Now the shortstop, Ryan Stigler, makes his way to the plate. First pitch to Stigler in there for a called strike. This one hit back up the middle. Stidham makes the dive for it, but unable to get the grab. That'll give a runner on first here for Harrison, and it extends their hit streak in each inning. They now have 4. Now number 5, Derek Stigler up to the plate. He's looking to move what is likely his brother around the horn. He can't spare an out to do it. Called strike there, finds the zone. Miller gets himself back in it. 1-1. Runner thought about going. He ended up stopping over there just a few paces out of first. Pitch was a called strike. Now 1-2. Good 1-2 pitch from Miller. Didn't quite find the zone, but that's okay. You saw the hesitation from Stigler there. Try and go for that. Now 2-2. Runner goes. This is hit back up the middle towards Hatfield. Stigler will find his way to the ground. Be tagged promptly by Hatfield. And it looks like he might have strained something there. It was kind of an awkward fall, but nothing Hatfield really could have done with it. We'll give you an update. Still scoreless here. Tigers 0, Wildcats none. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball channel. Welcome back now. Bottom of 4, leading things off, the center fielder Blake Kerrigan for the Tigers. Now at a point of the game when we're still scoreless, things get more interesting. The more that first score is delayed in a ball game, at least in the postseason, I think the more demoralizing that first score is. I.e., whoever can manage to go score now, I think the odds may be ever in their favor. Just because it can be tough to look up there and see a 1-run, maybe 2-run deficit and only a couple outs left of offense. Sometimes that can be difficult for a team mentally to manage. But not everyone. 1-2 now to Carrigan. This is popped up very shallow right field. Right fielder calls off second baseman, and he'll make the grab there. First out of the inning. Now Blake Hatfield makes his way to the batter's circle. All low. First pitch to Hattie. Pitch number 60 for Luz. Won't find the zone neither. 2-0 now to the Tigers' second baseman. And this is hit hard to left field, but right at Davis. Or excuse me, right at Baldock. No, that's not even right. Right at Mercurio for the grab. That's the second out of the inning. And now Luke Zicka up to bat. Tigers are still hitless here in the fourth. One-zero pitch, hit back up the middle, and the Tigers earn their first hit, courtesy of the catcher, Luke Zicka. And what Joey was saying over the break, it's about time. So now Rory Strayer's looking to extend things here. Like I was saying earlier, this 2-out situation can be tough defensively because in your mind, you're already back in the dugout getting ready for that next AB. First pitch here to Strayer. Hit over towards the shortstop. Easy play over to second. They'll get the out. That ends things now in the fourth inning. We'll be back for the fifth. Nobody scored any runs. So we'll see if that changes in the fifth. We'll be back for that in just a moment. Tigers Baseball Channel. Back here for the top of the fifth. Everybody remains scoreless. And the leadoff man for the Wildcats, their right fielder, Aaron Davis. Tigers have some action in their bullpen. Looks like Nathan Ryan is getting loose. Miller here getting into the high 60s in pitch count wise. That's where you're going to start to feel some fatigue. Two missed the zone now. 2-0 count to Davis. And now that's 3 in a row. Miller. Finally finds the zone. Miller claws his way back. Got one fouled away. Now the count full. Payoff pitch. Won't find the zone. Earns a runner for Harrison. Brings up the top of the order in the left fielder, Mitchell Mercurio. Time has been called now by the Tigers pitching coach, Roy Wimmers. He makes his way to the mound to have a little chat with Mr. Miller and the infield. I had hinted earlier at one of my favorite parts about postseason baseball, and that is the three-man mechanics. Loveland has not made it to the point where you get 4 umpires yet. There's still a chance this year. But the three-man is very different from the two-man, and obviously the single umpire. I had a brief bout as a Little League umpire for a little while, and I got to practice some two-man mechanics. It was a nice time. I enjoyed it. But the parents, too much to put up with. So I went to go work at a sub shop. That's a story for another day. It's now mound visit over. Mercurio up to bat for the Wildcats. Miller comes set. He fires. Fires one wide into the zone. Throw back over to first. Not in time. 0-1. Welcome from Marathon, Florida. I agree. Go Tigers. Called strike. Quickly 0-2 now to Mercurio. O2 pitch. Looks like it might have hit Mercurio. So he's on to first. Now runners on first and second. No outs. Tigers were in a similar spot earlier, runners first and second, but at that juncture they had an out. They do not have the luxury of one currently. Pitch. Looks like some small ball action. It was popped up towards Miller. For the Tigers, that might have been the best possible defensive outcome out there. One pitch, one out. I think only better would have been to double up on somebody taking an aggressive lead. But the small ball attempt from Harrison fails. At least the first one. Drew Baker, the DH, up to bat. Ball low. Earther over on first. He's cheating in a little bit. He's ready for a bunt. Now the pitch from Miller. This one's fouled out of play. 1-1. A distinct challenge of a high school game in a minor league stadium would be baseball management. Of course, at a pro ball game, you get to keep the baseball if you grab it. We don't quite have the luxury of that for high school baseball. So you got to send some folks out to go retrieve baseballs once they land. That is taking up quite a bunch of people's time today. Thank you to them for doing that. It lets us play. This is a high fly ball, right field side. Well out of play once again. Miller's pitch count now through 80. 82 pitches on the arm. Nathan Ryan has been recalled from the on-field bullpen. The 1-2. Runners go. Or I thought he did. Close pitch. Now 2-2. Some Tigers parents bickering about that call, but it was close. Now the 2-2. 2-2's high. Now the count's full. Critical juncture here for the Tigers. The payoff pitch from Miller. It's outside. And that will load the bases with no outs. Or excuse me, with 1 out, sorry. Now time is called by Tigers head coach Ryan Terry. He makes his way to the mound. And it looks like that might be the end of the day here for Brody Miller. So bring in the righty Nathan Ryan. We'll give him some time to warm up, and we'll be back with more baseball action in a moment. Well, we're back and ready to go, or I guess rather I should say Nathan Ryan is ready to go. He'll step in for Brody Miller here in the top of the 5th. He inherits a tough situation with bases loaded
And only one out. First pitch, swing and a miss from the batter, Cameron Enneking. Called strike. Didn't look like it was on the swing, but still 0-2. Worthy to note, corners are in for the Tigers, but they're looking to turn 2 here with the middle infielders. The 0-2 outside. Nathan will try again. Called strike 3. Got Enneking looking. And that's a big second out here in the top of the 5th. It takes away the sac fly chance for the Wildcats. It brings up the first baseman, David Boldock. First pitch to Boldock. High in the zone, 1-0. Brian will step off, get some new signals from Zika. Now he's re-engaged. And set. Pitch. Called strike. Right there on the inside corner. To the lefty, David Baldock. So now it's 1-1. Pitch just off the outside makes this 2-1 now. Big spot here for both teams. Swing and a miss from Baldock. Now the count's even at 2. And this is hit over to Blake Hatfield. Turns to second. They get the out. My goodness, that was kind of risky to go over there to 2. I probably would have just taken the play at first. I think he was out, but it was closer than I would have liked. I'm going to have to watch myself on the drive home because my blood pressure is through the roof. Tigers got to get some hits. We'll be back for that in the bottom of the 5th. And after I go take a little walk to calm myself down, we'll be back for that in just a moment. This is the Tigers Baseball Channel.
Welcome back for the bottom of the fifth. Xander Lewis will throw his 65th offering here to start things off against the right fielder, Gavin Joyner. Joyner can hit the baseball pretty good as long as he makes contact. And oh my, he did hit this one good. It's deep to left field. It's gone! It's a solo shot from the slugger, right fielder Gavin Joyner. That's a home run at a big league ballpark. Just make sure you hit all those bases. Gavin Joyner's solo shot makes this thing 1-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. And that, for the folks that couldn't see it, that wasn't barely a home run. That thing had another 20 feet on it. I mean, that definitely was maybe 350, 355. And that is the jolt that the Tigers offense needed here in the fifth inning. He just got that fastball right down the middle, and he smacked that thing, perhaps even into the river just beyond. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't leave the ballpark, but it. Tigers have gotten pretty fortunate with some postseason home runs. People might recall the old Blake Kerrigan home run last year against Anthony Wayne and the interesting call for me that came from that. I saved myself there. I didn't go full grumbly, gravelly chain smoker voice. This is hit right back up the middle and caught by Xander Lewis. That was really good glove placement on his part. He'll earn the first out of the inning. Brings up Ryland Litchfield here. First pitch to Litchie in there for a called strike. I wasn't sure with the major being in a ballpark of this size if a home run would be something we'd see, but Gavin Joyner's got some muscle, and if he was a little bit later on that, he might have hit my camera out in left center. Litchie fouls that one back. The count now 2-1 to the Tigers' third baseman. Now the 2-1. Litchie lays off, makes it 2-2. That is the first home run for Gavin Joyner's senior year. He's had a couple before that. Litchfield down on strikes, brings up Stidham. Although you can't stop scoring now. One run might not be enough to do it. You should really operate under the assumption that one run will not be enough to do it. Because in all likelihood, it might not be. Although Joey brings up a good point. It was enough against Muller, but this is a different game at a different time against a different team. Called strike there to Stidham makes things 1-1. Fouled out of play from Stidham makes this 1 ball, 2 strikes. More caffeine. Hit over to the shortstop, over to first, and that will retire Stidham. Although he was pretty close down there. But the Tigers managed to do what they needed to do all day, and they scored a run thanks to the solo shot from the right fielder, Gavin Joyner. We'll be back for the 6th inning in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball Channel. All right, folks, welcome back to the top of the 6th. Leading things off for the Wildcats, it's their center fielder, Kyle Davidson. Tigers got, I hesitate to call it a lucky run, but to diminish what happened. I'd hate to do that, but I'm going to call it lucky. The Gavin Joyner home run in the bottom of the 5th makes things 1-0, which is great and all, but that means we're going to need some really clutch defense and pitching here from Mr. Nathan Ryan. Quickly 2-0 to the Wildcats center fielder. Now that's 3 straight in a row from Nathan Ryan, makes this count 3-0 to Davidson. Davidson shows bunt. Didn't offer, and we have 3-1 count. Pitch number 5, though, is high. Moves Davidson to first, brings up Ryan Stigler to the plate. Runner goes. Looks like he stumbled a bit. The throw was wide. They're going to try and go to third. The throw from Kerrigan won't be in time. And off of that misplay, Wildcats get that tying run at third with no outs. Throw was a little bit wide, but out of the reach of Stidham and Hatfield. Luckily, Kerrigan was able to make the grab. Now the infield moves in for the 1-0. This is fouled. First base side. Try again. One pitch. This is a hopper over to Litchfield at third. And he played that pretty well. Kept the runner at bay at third. Now runners on the corners, but it's a price you have to pay for this kind of situation. Now brings up Derek Stigler. Still in the current situation of fly ball to the outfield, likely scores 1. The pitch. Runner goes. Off the called strike. Now it's 2 in scoring position here for the Wildcats. And they've got all the outs to play with. Now 0-2. Derek Stigler. The 0-2 is slapped foul down the third base side. And once again, that 0-2 hit just foul. We'll try this once more here. The 0-2 pitch. Time's called. Everybody's going to take a breath and a little break. Now, Stigler back into the box. Here we go for the 0-2. Low inside off speed. Now 1-2. Hit back up the middle towards Stidham. Eyes the runner at third. Throws over to first to grab the first out of the inning. Now the right fielder, Aaron Davis, makes his way to the plate. Only one out, two in scoring position. The pitch. In there for a called strike. This one hit back towards Stidham. They go home. Throw is wide, and that'll be a score for Harrison. Looks like that'll be a fielder's choice with the score there at the plate. So no out earned, and runners back at the corners in a tie ball game. Ryan now comes set, fires, runner goes, and he plunked Mercurio, so he'll make his way to first. Now Tucker, actually not Tucker Ward, looks like a little substitution here for Harrison. They're going to bring in Nathan Henry to bat for Tucker Ward. And Henry this year Henry batting .357 on the year. And at the same time, Coach Wimmers will take a mound visit. Tough spot for the Tigers right here. Bases loaded, only one out. So now we're ready back to go with the pinch hitter, Nathan Henry, up to bat.
sac fly puts the go-ahead to the plate. Whole infield in for the Tigers, the pitch. Good stop from Zika, likely saves a run. Another low pitch makes it 2-0, and this is a tough spot. You definitely don't want to go up there and throw 4 balls. Ryan finds his groove, now 2-1. This one lined over to Drew Earther. At first, he makes the grab. Hustled back over to first to try and double up, but just not in time. But that is a huge second out here in the top of the 6th. Now the designated hitter, Drew Baker. He's got bases loaded, 2 outs. Sac fly no longer helps. The pitch. Fouled out of play, right side. The 0-1 pitch. Now 0-2 as Baker offers. Baker appears to be a switch hitter. I think we've seen him from both sides of the plate today. 0-2 pitch. Weak fly ball, first base side. Out of play. The 0-2 pitch. Popped foul out of play once more. We'll try the 0-2 again. This is hit over towards Hatfield. He makes the grab. Throw over to first in time. They'll make the out. And the Tigers work themselves out of a real rough spot, partly in thanks to Nathan Ryan. Things are tied again, so that means if the Tigers want to win, they need to score more runs than the other team. That's how baseball works. So we'll be back for the bottom of the 6th in a moment. Tigers, baseball champion. All right, folks, it's the bottom of the 6th, and the Tigers have only one mission. That is
to get ahead here. There's only 6 outs of offense left for this Tigers team. And in order to move ahead, they need at least 1 run. Starting now in their 3rd spot with Drew Earther, the reliable slugger for the Tigers. We'll see what he can cook up. First pitch here to Earther. In there for a called strike. Earther fouls pitch number 2 away. Down in the count by 2. This one now fouled down the third base side. Still 0-2. And Lou's now with his 80th pitch of the night. It'll be a ball up and away to Drew Earther. Earther off the inside of the bat in foul territory, caught by the third baseman, Steigler. And that'll be the first out of the inning. And it brings up Blake Kerrigan. First pitch to Kerrigan, called strike. Now 1-1. Ball high there makes it 3-1 to Kerrigan. Got Blake Hatfield on deck. Stick in the hole. And the called strike makes the count full. Three-two pitch. Called strike 3. And that'll be the second out of the inning. It's now down to 1 out in the inning for Blake Hatfield to get things started. Called strike, now 1-1. Pop fly towards right field. Right fielder's under it. He makes the grab. That'll be the third out here in the bottom of the 6th. We will go to the 7th inning tied. And we'll see what happens. We'll be back for hopefully the final inning in just a moment on the Tigers Baseball Channel. You join us now for the top of the 7th inning. Nathan Ryan on the bump, leading the Wildcats is number 0, Cameron Enneking. First pitch to him is up, to the dismay of some Tigers fans. That pitch there higher than the last. Now 2-0 to Enneking. Fouled well out of play. 2-1. Called strike on the outside corner. Evens the count here at 2. This is a tie ball game, and we're at the last inning. They're going to see a lot of emotion here. Hit down the first base line. Earther gets the grab, steps on first, and gets the out. I'm going to say what every Little League coach tells their players, but just knock the ball down and stay with it. That's exactly what Drew Earther did. The ball got away just a little bit. Not a problem at all. He just took a second, grabbed that baseball, stepped on first. I got the first out here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to David Baldock, the left fielder, or excuse me, the first baseman for the Wildcats. Swung on and missed. Did not offer at the high fastball, says third base umpire. And I'll second that from up here in the booth. The 1-1. 1-1, swung on and miss. Quickly, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Baldock. 1-2 pitch. Plate umpire says he went. That'll be strike 3, and now the second out here in the top of the 7th. Now the center fielder, Kyle Davidson, steps in for the Wildcats. First pitch to him, ball outside, 1-0. Called strike. It found the inside. So it evens the count now at 1. Similar spot, might have lost the zone a little bit more. So now it's 2-1 to Davidson. This one hit over towards short. Stidham's got it. It's going to have to be a heck of a play. Can't quite make the throw, but I would say that'll still be a hit there for Davidson. Gives a runner on first now. And up to the plate is Ryan Stigler. Throw over to first at Davidson, not in time. Throw over once again. It gets behind Earther, and it's quite a run for the right fielder, Gavin Joyner. And that mistake's going to go first to third there. And baseball is an unforgiving game, and things can switch rapidly. Now instead of 2 outs, runner on first, you got 2 outs, runner on third. Foul down the first base side. 0-1. Time called. Baseball on the field. Joyner picks it up, throws it in. So now Derek Stigler steps back in with the 0-1 count. Called strike on the outside corner. Now 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch from Ryan. Fouled out of play. Still 0-2. Ryan Stigler gets ready. Nathan Ryan comes set. Pitch. And that is a hit into center field. That'll get down, and it scores the Wildcats' second run of the night. The go-ahead RBI for Ryan Stigler. And that is certainly demoralizing to all those Tigers out on the field, and hopefully they'll be able to find it in them to go kick the offensive gears into motion. But of course, they have to get out of this inning first. Ball outside, 1-0. Ball low, now 2-0. Now 3-0 to Derek Stigler. Ryan chucks that one down Broadway. 3-1. Three-one pitch, fouled out of play down the third base side. Now the count is 3-2. Three-two count. Runner goes. And ball four called by the plate umpire. Now runners first and second for Aaron Davis, the right fielder. This hit over to Drew Earther at first. He hustles back, touches the bag. Tigers have some work to do, but it's definitely manageable. We'll be back for the bottom of the seventh to see if the Tigers can fight back. This is the Tigers Baseball Channel.
Starting things off here in the bottom of the 7th, Luke Zicka. First pitch to Zicka will get down for a base hit. The second hit for him today, and he'll be standing on first. He's paved the way for the designated hitter, Rory Strayer. Time called now by Harrison. And they will take Luz out in favor of Preston Flick. We will give him some time to warm up. So now Preston Flick will lead the Wildcats through the rest of the 7th. Now Rory Strayer at the plate. Got Luke Zicka at first. Tigers need at least one to stay alive. Strayer shows bunt. And it goes back towards the backstop. 0-1. The 0-1, Strayer shows bunt. Takes the bat back this time. Now the count even. Strayer shows bunt. Can't get the bunt off, so it'll be a 1-2, swing away. Ball high, but certainly close. Good eye from Strayer, makes it 2-2. With big Gavin Joyner on deck. Two pitch is in the dirt. So Strayer's worked this thing back now to a full count.
a definite need to get on base situation. Outs are precious here in the bottom of the 7th for the Tigers. The goal would be to make each of them productive in some way, shape, or form. 3-2 pitch. Strayer can't grab it. And that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Gavin Joyner. So Joyner digs in. Take a called strike on the inside corner. Of course, Joyner went yard his last AB. But the Tigers ahead initially. Ball up, makes it 1-1. One pitch. Also high, 2-1. Two balls, one strike to the Tigers' right fielder. Swing and a miss. Count now even at 2. Two. Low and outside. Once again, we get another full count. Two. Fouled back into the net. We'll try the full count once again. Pitch. This is a fly ball. Shortstop's under it. He makes the catch. Tigers are now down to their final out. And Coach Terry will make a substitution in the spot of left fielder Grayson Wagner. Will go a pinch hitter, Luke Varadachari. The Tigers now 1 out. And it'll all come down to Luke Varadachari to try and move Luke Zicka around to keep the Tigers in it. So Varadachari steps in, a tough spot to be. We'll see how he does with it. First pitch to Vardy. Crosses over the plate for a called strike. Vardy hits this one out of play. Now 0-2. Tigers potentially down now to their last strike. Everybody on the bench is up. Time called by the plate umpire. So now everybody forced to take a breath. So now we'll try the 0-2 again. Pitch. Fouled back again. Marty's keeping himself alive, which is all you can do in this spot. The 0-2 pitch once more. Fouls that one back into the net, and he'll extend this at bat once again. So on this third try, they say it's a charm. It's a blooper over to first. Wildcats will step on it. And that's your final. Wildcats 2, Tigers 1. Tigers will fall in this regional semifinal game. I will have a very brief post game. In fact, it won't really cover the post game. It'll be more some thank yous, but I'll have that here in a second. Just let me collect my thoughts. I'll have some words, and then we will stop the broadcast. All right, folks. Tigers fall to the Wildcats 2-1. I'll go over the finals here. Wildcats had 7 hits to get those 2 runs. No errors. Tigers, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors. 2 of those hits from Luke Zicka, and 1, of course, the home run. Solo shot in the bottom of the 5th from Gavin Joyner. A tough game. Tigers were not dominant offensively really at every point. Even after the home run from Joyner, I didn't feel a lot of energy going the Tigers' way. Just a tough game, nonetheless. But a wonderful season. I truly had so much pleasure being with this team throughout the entirety of the summer and late spring. They're a bunch of really great guys. I know a lot of them from Little League when I played with them, and it was a pleasure to follow them through. None of this today would not have happened at all without the help of Jason Stidham. He arranged everything for me to be here, and I'm very thankful for that. Those cameras that you see on the sides, the third base and first base views that we had at home, those were courtesy of Mr. Stidham and the Stidham family. Also, none of these broadcasts ever would have happened without the help of the Earther family. They supplied the internet for all the home games. And, of course, you can't live stream baseball without internet. Coach Terry, Ryan Terry, has been a huge help for this broadcast. The only reason we can get that nice camera angle in center field is because of his contribution via the Loveland High School Baseball Organization purchasing an extender for me to be able to do that. And lastly, anybody that's watching or still watching me through this kind of stitched together thank you. If we did not have people to watch these streams, I would have no reason to do them. So for anybody that's ever watched, even if it's just for half a second, you hear my voice and you turn it off because you're tired of it, thank you. Because when I go home and look at the YouTube Studio app and I see we had 54 views for that day, it makes me excited. I wouldn't do it if there weren't people around at home to watch. So thank you for that. Final thank you, I guess, to the athletic department at Loveland. Shane Lyons helped out a little bit with organizing some passes for me today, so I thank you for that. And Mr. Bruce's support. It's always nice. This Tiger community truly is wonderful. And of course, you never want to end the season like this, but there's only one team that gets to go win. And this year it's not us, but that's okay. We'll bounce back. I appreciate all the thanks I've had this year. Maybe I can be back next year for some games, but I think I've said all I've needed to, and perhaps for 2026, I say thank you and goodbye. Have a nice day. Go Tigers.